Hey guys, it's Barrett with the Gimme Camper. Today I want to talk about an update for the gas pump that we've been using for the generator. So we've been using the Terra Pump, and I've been using that for a couple of years now. And we're going to go over that, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Then we're going to compare that with some other options as well right after this. So the Terra Pump that I initially ordered was the 3rd generation, and we have an old, pretty low quality video about this product, to be honest. After my initial review, I did leave a text comment that it started leaking and I didn't really recommend it. However, I did continue to use it. There has pretty much been a little bit of a leak when using it the whole time, but truthfully it leaks less than some of those crappy new spouts that come on gas cans these days. You know, the ones that are engineered not to leak. So I did continue to use it. It does solve the main problem that I had, which was the get gas in the generator that's installed in the camper, because I can't get to the top of the generator because the storage door is there and you only have 3 or 4 inches. This pump allows me to fill the tank with the small amount of clearance that I have there. Let's talk about the good. One of the best features of these pumps is the fact that the pump stores on top of the gas can to me. When compared to some of the other style pumps like the ones at Harbor Freight, you only have it in the gas can whenever you're using it. So in my opinion, you don't have to worry as much about contaminating your gas that way. Another great feature is that it's very fast. It will fill a gas tank very quickly, as it pumps about 2.3 gallons per minute. I also like that it uses AA batteries, which are something that a lot of us carry in our campers and are readily available. Now, depending on the model, which we'll get into in a few minutes, another great feature is the hose length. Some of them do have a little longer hoses than the others. I also like the feature of the hose tip that stores on the side of the pump. But let's talk about that bad. The first negative is the one that we already mentioned, and that's that it can leak a little bit of gas. You know, there are adapter collars for different style gas cans, which makes it issue better, but it's still there for the most part. Now, whenever we have switched to the newer style, we did have less leaking, but there's still a little from time to time. One negative when using the pumps that you have to think about electronic equipment on the gas can as well. What implications does that have? Well, not a lot unless you store your gas cans outside, or in our case during transport day, when we usually keep them in the back of the truck. Now in our truck, there's a little bit of rain protection as I keep them in front of my loading bar, which is covered by my soft topper when it's folded down. But I usually don't trust that 100%, so if there's a chance of rain, I'll take that pump off and I'll put it in a garbage bag and then keep it in our storage bay. And then the garbage bag is just to catch any residual gas that was in there and to keep it from getting contaminated. You know, this caused another problem because I don't usually have the factory spout with me, and I tend to lose them after a while because I don't ever use them. So the first couple of times I did this, I actually just took a piece of plastic, usually like a piece of a garbage bag, and zip tied it around the threads on the gas can to keep water out. Now obviously that didn't work too well if the gas can was very full. So I actually found these little yellow caps on Amazon, and I keep them now on my spare gas tanks, and I keep one in my storage. That way if I need to take the pump off, I always have one that I can put on the gas can and seal it up. They have very good seal, and there's some kind of witchcraft going on that causes them to seal the multiple types of threads on different gas cans. Now we went over the good, the bad. Now let's talk about the ugly. You know, by far the biggest issue that I've had with the Terra Pump is the durability. I had read this was an issue on some reviews before I ordered mine, but I had an online contact that said it worked well for him and that he didn't have any issues, so I ordered it. The first pump that I had was the 3rd generation, which I was hoping fixed that longevity issue that I read about. The particular pump sold and retails around $75. And that's at the time of making this video because prices do fluctuate. You know, I bought that original pump in 2019 and then used it until it decided to go belly up on me, and that was in July of 2022. Now, if you ask me, that's a pretty small window of life considering this thing costs $75. I did decide to go back and get it again because it fulfilled my needs. And so I got another one. I decided to get a different model though. I got the one that just says next gen, which is compatible with racing style fuel cans. But the reason I got it was because the hose was a little bit longer. As far as use, everything was about the same until one day when I went to turn it on in the early spring of its second season. Just second season. And it seemed to have a short, but I was able to get it work. However, the very next time that I went out to use it, it was just dead in the water. So that pump was bought in July of 2022 and quit working in April of 2023. So that predicament caused me to look into other options. I do have a cheap pump I keep in the camper from Harbor Freight, which I had never used at this point. You know, I did that for backup. There are two negatives about this backup pump though. It's the style that doesn't connect to the gas can, so you have to remove it every time you're not pumping gas. The other issue is that it takes D batteries, which a lot of people don't carry in their RV these days. So I did use this pump on our trip to South Dakota this year, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. It did work well, but I still wanted something that I could leave on a gas tank. This caused me to look at other options I found on Amazon that appear to be the exact same pump as the Harbor Freight pump, but it was designed to screw onto the gas tank. I thought, well, that's the best of both worlds. It also had an adapter that instead of using two D batteries, you could use a few AA batteries, which I liked. And this solved all the issues that I had with the Harbor Freight pump. And it was a lot cheaper than the Terra Pump too, so I thought, well, let's give it a go. I got it in time for our trip to South Dakota, which I already told you I ended up having to use the Harbor Freight pump for. No, I actually had it for a couple months before we went to South Dakota. And when I got out to make a video and do a review on it, it was dead in the water. Didn't even work straight out of the box. I put some batteries in it, nothing. The battery adapter did work though for the Harbor Freight pump, so I guess that's a little bit of a positive at least. You know, it was too late to return it at that point, so I left a poor Amazon review and just cut my losses with it. While I was there, I decided, oh, I'm just mad at the world. I'm going to go in this Terra Pump. I'm going to leave bad reviews. So I did that too. I will say that the people that I bought the Terra Pump from, they reached out to me and they sent me another pump, which, you know, it was out of warranty. So I will say that that was some customer service that I didn't really expect, because it actually appeared that they didn't want to lose me as a customer. So we got the batteries in the new pump and made sure it works like it's supposed to. So far, so good. You know, I got the new one right here. They sent it to me free of charge, and like I say, it was past the warranty. You know, I keep you guys posted on how well it does. Like I say, I love the product. Every aspect about this thing except for the longevity. That's a really big deal. You know, my dad also bought one of these for his lawnmowers because him and my stepmom have a hard time moving the gas cans around, and they really liked it. And again, for them, it just lasted a season. So they ordered another one too, because they feel like me. It's expensive, and you hate doing it, but it does fulfill the needs that you have in a very small niche that I can't really find a lot of different options for. So guys, if you enjoy this video, thanks for sticking around. Thanks for being part of our family. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and join us for next week's video.
Do not forget to hit that subscribe button.